I said, hold up, wait a minute, let me get Dineva in it. Let me tell y'all something. This episode of the Medicine Wives is brought to you by the old adage that says, while you're digging one ditch, you might as well dig two. Because what you got planned for me is going to happen to you. You want to talk about it? Here you go. Baby, when I tell you it's a whole bunch of medicine wives sitting their ass at home right now, mad as all hell, fighting the air because of the edit that Miss Quad got. Baby, let me tell y'all something before we even get this video started. I don't want to hear nothing out my damn mouth about fucking out even you being biased because that's your friend, this, that, and the third. Them girls tried to exile that girl off that island, and I am sorry, bitch. By the end of reunion episode 1 of season 10, it left the whole America, not just the whole Atlanta, it left the whole America feeling sorry, empathetic, sympathetic, and every other thetic for Miss Quad. In the words of Miss Nikki Giovanni, baby, the tears from my birth pains created the Nile. Let me tell you something. The tears from Miss Quad pain got her to season 11, okay? It's going to be a lot of the girls that's mad, and this shit is just funny to me, and I'm jumping ahead, but since I'm already in the rhythm, we gonna talk about it. You know, coupled with the things that I know that's going on in the background, there was a concerted effort to get rid of Quad. Again, I'm being honest because I'm there. I'm in there with the girls sometimes. Some of it is Quad fault. I ain't never added from it. I ain't never took away from it. Me and Oliver was talking this morning, and I'm going to tell y'all what the biggest problem the Medicine Wives is having with their narrative about Quad. The biggest issue that the Medicine Wives are having is that they are unsuccessful in effectively conveying the things that go on behind the scenes when the cameras are not rolling. They are trying their hardest to build this case as to why Quad should not be there. But the only thing they're able to say is, she don't call us, she don't come around. But then what we, the viewer, ends up seeing on camera is Quad being jumped. And the situations that she goes through in reference to the girls, it plays out on camera and it ends with her crying and them looking like bullies. Now listen, I'm going to keep it all the way a buck, all right? I used the word unsuccessful. I didn't say that the things that they are accusing Quad of are not true, because much of it is. Much of it is. And the girls' feelings as it relates to Quad, from their experiences of her, their feelings are valid. But like I said, they're just having a hard time conveying it to the viewer in such a way that everybody's like, get rid of Miss Quad. I don't give a good goddamn who you are. I don't care how much you do not like Quad. You cannot tell me that the last 5 minutes of this damn reunion thing did not have you feeling a way. And it started when Quad was saying Simone. And then Simone went on to describe the tragedy that happened at Quad's house. Then Quad's over there crying. Then on top of that, you got every woman on that stage up there crying. That was the flip number one. Because here it is, you got a group of women who were upset with her, who did not want her there, but all of a sudden they were there crying, you know, in support of her. Then on top of that, and I catch this tea, because, you know, me and some of the girls, we talk about everything. This is my first time even catching this tea that they thought that Quad was remotely involved with that clip from Heavenly's YouTube going viral about what Doctor said about women and mortality. When Quad came and had that conversation with Dr. Jackie, it further compounded the emotions that we were already feeling from the previous scene. But this must be pointed out. And Quad, this is what I think a lot of the girls are talking about. No matter what it is that Quad tends to be going through, the girls always find a way on the most human of levels to be able to support Quad. And them crying in solidarity was support of Quad. And yet what they're saying is, Quad, we have very human things that happen to us. And we find it odd that you're able to be so removed, so cold, so callous that you can't even put aside the bullshit, the what you might think, the if you think I'm mad at you or not. You can't even put that aside to be human enough to just say, fuck it, whether the bitch like me or not, I'm finna show up for her as a human being. That's what the ladies are saying, Quad. You can tell that there is love amongst all of these women. And in short, this is what the ladies want. I'm just finna say the shit. In short, they want Quad to humble herself and be a part of the group and be a part of the team, all right? There was a portion of this show where Quad got the big head and Quad began to carry herself like she was the show. She was the star of the show, that the show could not go on without her. And then once Mariah left, oh, you bitches really need me. The ratings won't be nothing without me. And whether you said it out of your mouth or not, that's the way you carried yourself. And those girls to this day are still hurt by that. And they are on a mission to humble your ass and show you that you are not as important as you think you are. You are not needed. And that is why they take delight in the fact that your ass has been on the chopping block multiple times. But the issue is, instead of letting the universe have its way with you, because the universe will always take care of things, instead of having the universe, letting the universe have its way with Quad, Simone, Toya, and the rest of the gang decided that they was going to go in and put their hands in what the universe had already worked out and try to speed up the process. And that's what I mean by when you dig one ditch, you better dig two, because what you plan for me going to happen to you. And while y'all was over there planning ditches for that damn girl, digging ditches for them damn girls, the very ditch that y'all tried to dig for that girl just happened to fucking be a springboard to get her ass back to season 11, because that was some good goddamn TV that just happened on this Married to Medicine screen. Friend or no friend, it was some good damn TV. And Lord, this is the first time in life I don't ever gave y'all an 8-minute intro. And we ain't even talked about the first thing that we normally talk about at the reunion, which is the fashions, honey, the fashions. This is the first year I can honestly say that I've watched the reunion and I don't have a single note in my phone. I normally go through the girls one by one and be like, ooh, this dress was the shit because of this. Honestly and truthfully, all I can say is this year they all got on costumes. They all got on costumes. They all look like cartoon characters. They all look like gowns and outfits that nobody would wear in real life. They all look like extras in 2-1 Food Thanks Julie Newmart. All right. I cannot sit here and single-handedly be like, one person's dress was this, that, and the third. If I had to give, I think Jackie's dress had the most semblance of a dress that a person would wear in real life. Heavenly's dress, I did like the embellishments on the thing, the beading. I thought that was nice. Toya's dress, it was given a Betty Boop tease. The flowers coming out of the coochie was a little awkward. Phaedra's dress was the living embodiment of just doing way too much. Um, Quad's dress was giving, I'm a Mexican streetwalker and I'm selling this pussy for fajita meat and a and a hoopina soda. Uh, and when you book me, the hotel room come with an autographed signed copy of Selena singing "Bitty Bitty Bum Bum," a bitty 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 bum bum. That's what it was giving. Sweet Tea's dress was just, it was nice. It was giving a real upper echelon Dillard's tease. Like if she was from Valdosta, Georgia, and would have worn that to the prom, she would have been the best one for their little country taste. That's what it was giving, and nobody else on that I remember. Was the Alicia girl even on the Alicia girl wasn't even on the stage? I don't think. Girl, you might as well pack your bags and go on back to DC because you wasn't even on the show. There's not a single the most memorable moment I have from Alicia is when she was still in the background of Sweet T's argument with Dr. Heavenly when they was on the live doing the show. Alicia, you were the biggest waste of production that this show has ever had. And that's no shade to you. I don't know this lady. This lady ain't never did nothing to me. But you single-handedly were the most useless addition to Married to Medicine there has ever been in the entire thinking of this franchise. They should have brought Audra back. Audra should have been brought back, honestly and truthfully. And that's one thing that I've always hated about Married to Medicine. They never give the newbies enough time to develop. Janice should have been given another season, and Audra should have been given another season, especially considering the fact that Audra had a lot of life events, COVID, death, pregnancy, so on and so forth that was going on. At least she wasn't scared to go toe to toe and broke down those fallacies and lies that was called Toya's living situation. Audra should have been brought back. Alicia, I hate it. I understand that you were originally cast on the Married to Medicine DC and they liked you and you moved from DC to Atlanta just to be on this show. Mistake number one, because it looked like your ass gonna be moving back. And you might have performed very well amongst the circle of girls that you had up there in DC. But as it relates to Atlanta, you are not, I mean, you were less memorable than friends, than plus ones of friends of the show. We remember Carmethea more than we remember Alicia. Quiet as it's kept. We remember Anila, Nanny Miss Gomez. Quiet as it's kept. If y'all was gonna have Alicia there, y'all should have brought back Anila. And I'm not gonna lie, I miss Anila. So the reunion opens up with Andy, exchanging pleasantries with the girls, and he asks Heavenly, has Alora given you any advice on how to bridge the gap between you and Sweet Tea? And Heavenly throws her shade about them being the same age mentally, and then, Sweet Tea throws her shade back. And that's when I dipped back in my bag of tricks, and I was like, oh, this is going to be rather entertaining because Sweet Tea got it out for Heavenly. And I have said this before in the past. One thing that I love about Sweet Tea is that unlike other newbies that come onto shows and are fighting to be a part of the in crowd, Sweet Tea was not afraid to go up against the OGs. But let me point this out. While I'm celebrating the fact that Sweet Tea came in and was able to hold her own, the situation with Sweet Tea is slightly different than with other newbies. And here is why. The situation was different with Sweet Tea because Sweet Tea was supposed to be the secret weapon to neutralize Quad. So, of course, instead of hazing Sweet Tea, the General Collective brought Sweet Tea in with open arms because they thought it was going to be what they needed to finally put Quad in her place. Going back to my opening line, while you dig in one ditch, you might as well dig two, because what you got planned for me is going to happen to you. And we see that all of it backfired. All of it backfired in one degree or another. Sweet Tea and Dr. Greg, at this point, they have proven to be great additions to the show. I want them back. She's here now. She's here now. We might as well keep her. But we must all admit, Sweet Tea being a bomb against Quad, it fell flat. It completely fell flat. Andy goes on to ask Phaedra, what does she, what's different between her being on Housewives and her being on Married to Madison? And she says, on Housewives, if they find that you're struggling, they'll help you get a divorce, versus on Married to Medicine, they give you a little more support, in your marriage, so on and so forth. And, overall, it's been told to me that Phaedra's sentiments are, that the girls over at Married to Medicine are a bit less brutal and a bit more communal versus the conniving and strategizing of the girls over there at Housewives. Then they go on to talk about Phaedra ditching her flight, changing her flight. One thing that Phaedra has that has always worked against her, she has this Southern Baptist church woman thing where she speaks a lot of pleasant, coded language. And we know in church culture, in Southern church culture, it's all right to skate around the truth in an effort to remain ladylike and in an effort to remain pleasant, or whatever the case may be. And I think oftentimes that comes back and bites Phaedra in the ass, because Phaedra does this thing that I absolutely hate amongst people that I know. And it's when you act like you're the smartest person in the room, and I call it playing on my intelligence. Phaedra will walk into a situation knowing full well that everybody in the room knows the damn truth about her behavior, about why she's moving the way she's moving, or about why she did something. And then she will pull some excuse out of her ass or dress it up to be something else. And then she ends up always having to pay for it in the end. And that's what they mean by when they say Phaedra is a damn liar. Phaedra went around the world and about having to go to a pharmacy, this, that, and the third, when it came to changing her trip to Napa, not wanting Quad to fly with her. The Toya them asked you about it. You make up an excuse. It's not about ditching Quad, just to get to the reunion. And the girls are like, well, girl, you told us it's because you was trying to ditch Quad. And then you're forced to come out and tell the truth and say, why would I attach myself to the Titanic? Listen, nobody is stupid. Everybody with a half of an eye and a half of a goddamn brain cell can understand that Phaedra's ass was off of television and off of Bravo for a whole lot of years. They made special considerations and concessions to bring Phaedra from Housewives over to Married to Medicine. Phaedra can sit up here and act like she didn't need the money. She might not have needed it, but she damn sure wanted it. And with that being said, she was going to do any goddamn thing to keep it. And so once she saw that Quad was on everybody's shit list, she said the right thing. I did not want to attach myself to the Titanic. Everybody saw it. All you had to do was say, Quad girl, I think the block too hot. And I think that you need to try to hold your own. I need to try to hold my own as I formulate a friendship with these girls. Or I would have said, Quad, I'm new to this group. I am trying to formulate my friendships with this girl, and being attached to you at the hip, it's robbing me of the opportunity to organically get to know some of the girls, because they're thinking that we are a package deal. So while I rock with you, I want them to judge me based on me. So it just needs to be a little separation when it comes to us showing up to events and stuff. That's all that had to be said. That's all that had to be said. But all this skirting and skating makes you look like a liar. Coupled with the fact that, and I'm skipping ahead here, the whole thing about Quad being brought to Sweet Tea's bachelor party. Like now, Bravo and Purveyors of Pop, y'all gonna have to do a little better about playing in our faces this many years in with these reality TV things. We all know in real life, Quad would not have shown up to that damn girl's bachelor party. We all know that this was a scheme that Todd set up to come to us with the bullshit, okay? Quad received a call sheet and was told to be there because it would do what? It would make good TV. Television producers, reality TV producers, we have been watching reality TV and this style of reality TV for so long that we're almost equally as qualified to produce it as you guys are. We're producing it right along with you. So we saw it for what it was. Now, moving along to the questions on rather Phaedra and Greg dated. They absolutely talked on the phone, went out to eat, and Phaedra unequivocally, you made them comments about them $4,000 damn dollars. You did. That's the type of girl you was, Phaedra. Everybody know you was out there dating street dudes. You was dating Apollo. They all know you was out there bending it over and letting that coochie breathe for Manny Fresh. All right. Everybody could look at Greg and tell he was a simp and he was the type of dude that would go for it. He was a doctor and he had the coins or whatever the case may be. And Phaedra talking about, girl, your bag was $10,000. What you gonna do it for? Your bag was $10,000 today. Because when we first met your ass on the Real Housewives of Atlanta, bitch, your bag came from Ross and so did your swoop bang and them damn glasses that you had on. The girls kill me when they try to act like they was always fab like that. Phaedra Creonta Davis or whatever, Thompson, whatever it is. Do not let the girls go back to the archives and pull that footage of you from season 1, your first season of the Housewives. You have not always been that girl like that. You have not always been fab like that, girl. Your skirt sets was very much given Learners New York. It was given New York and Company. It was given an Express, buy one blazer, get a skirt free tease. That's what it was given. Quiet as it's kept, it was given a JCPenney tease. Okay? It was given a real Dress Barn tease. It was. Them glasses that you used to wear was given, ooh, my insurance give me one pair a year for free, and they had a buy one, get one free special at Lens Crafters. So please do not be coming through trying to act like you was always fab like that. And if you want to get an attitude about what I'm saying, I'm simply going to refer you to many of those pictures from when you were first introduced to us on the scene. Now, your fashion game has definitely been stepped up right now, but I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed with none of y'all girls in Atlanta because the only thing y'all have done is made Fiscani from the Ivy showroom rich, popular, and fabulous because all of that shit y'all be wearing be rented from the Ivy showroom. Ladies, you too can look like Phaedra Parks, Marlo Hampton, and all the rest of the girls. Here go a free commercial, Fiscani. Me and you don't even know each other like that, but you better give me a free rental the next time I come to Atlanta. Fiscani at the Ivy showroom, she goes and buys all the designer stuff, and the girls go charade, all them girls. All them Atlanta girls is getting their stuff from the Ivy showroom, and the owner name is Fiscani. That's all Fiscani shit you be having on. And the sad part about it is, quiet as it's kept, and I ain't trying to fuck up Fiscani money, but what she need to do is next to each outfit on the mannequin, she need to put a picture of which girl from Atlanta done wore, because quiet as it's kept, all of y'all starting to wear the same stuff. Ooh, I've been hit. All of y'all starting to wear the same stuff 45 days apart. Fiscani, for this commercial, go ahead and give Phaedra 2 rentals. But Phaedra, all that shit Fiscani stuff, I bet them Married to Medicine cameras won't go around none of them hoes' house right now, and you won't see none of that damn shit in them cars. Let me tell you something. I don't care how much money them hoes making. Can't nobody afford to keep up with all that damn high-end designer $8,000 and $9,000 shit on every day. Even rich people don't dress like that every damn day. Quiet as it's kept. While we own it, Fiscani, your ass need to be negotiating with Married to Medicine that you'll help style the girls for free if they'll give you a credit at the end of the show and say wardrobe provided by the Ivy showroom. Because quiet as it's kept, Miss Fiscani, whether you know it or not, you are styling the whole Atlanta on all of these reality TV shows. Okay? That ain't even Phaedra stuff. That's Fiscani stuff. They want to act like she was just used to be dressed down to the ground like that. Girl, get off my line with that bullshit. All right, so let's move right along to them talking about Toya and Eugene doing better this season. Of course, we're always going to celebrate Black love. Toya and Eugene ain't going nowhere. Their marriage seems to work. Um, you know, I just went on this whole diatribe about Phaedra, acting like she was fab like that. And Toya, listen, there is nothing wrong with anybody wanting to live an aspirational life, anybody wanting to be rich and fabulous, because deep down inside, we all do. So I would never knock Toya for that. The only thing that makes Toya look bad from time to time is that she leads with things that tend to be trivial and superficial. All right. And I love how Bravo Andy asked her, like, girl, you sit around here just act like you fab like that and you been that girl like that. And she gave us a very vulnerable moment speaking about how, she lived in one spot with her dad. She moved to another with her mom. She got teased with having those the pro wings on. And from that moment on, she always wanted to do better. And she carried that trauma. I can't knock her because I think that is a lot of people's story who grew up below a certain economic level, especially within the Black community. A lot of us can relate to being teased or to having something a little less than, or whatever the case may be. But it's like, Toya, you know, super old at this point, too old to still be living that out, and especially living it out through your husband, the one person who should be your soft space and you should be able to be vulnerable with. And it's almost as if you complain about things for simply complaining about things. And one of those things that I want to point out, and how it's a false sense of importance and a false sense of class. It's like and I've said this before in my videos before, when Toya goes to places and she be asking for Patron, and she says it with so much confidence and with just all this bass in her chest. And it's like, for the girls that really know quality tequila, everybody's laughing at you, Toya, because Patron is Mexican piss. Patron is literally bottom of the barrel tequila for those that really drink tequila. But because Patron was the popping thing in the late 90s and the early 2000s, and Toya is stuck on what was popular then, she walk up in the spot thinking that she doing something, asking for Patron. And it's little nuanced things like that that make people constantly laugh at Toya, because it's like, girl, you trying to be something that you not. Why not just find peace, solitude, and solace in the fact, not solitude, but peace and solace in the fact that, girl, y'all have made it. You, Eugene, and your family are the hope and the dream of the slave, okay? You are over here trying to impress people who have a fraction of what y'all have at this point. Girl, it's time to cut it out, and it's time for you to move into your philanthropic era. It's time for you to move into your, gardening era. It's time for you to move into your, country club era. It's time for you to move on to something else other than trying to impress the girls and ladies with things, and especially, always criticizing your doggone husband when he's trying. The wine situation. And see, again, going back to always doing things to make it look funny. Toya, if you were that girl like that, and the fact that you sat on that stage and tried to defend a free wine donation over just giving $1,000, it's tacky shit like that why they call you Tacky Toya. You tried to defend away giving that free wine over giving $1,000, and you tried your hardest to make it seem so educated and so economically sound, and it didn't. And Andy called you on it. Regardless of the fact that you donated the wine out of your preset allocation for the year, it still benefited you more than it benefited the girls. It benefited you more than it benefited the girls. So it really was not a true donation from your heart. And we're just talking $1,000. And listen, I refuse to believe collectively that Toya and Eugene do not have $1,000. I don't believe that. But when you act so hard pressed about giving $1,000, coupled with your financial history on this show, it makes it very easy for people to lean on that broke stuff. And Toya ain't got the money with her broke ass, and she living above her means. I mean, and while I'm sitting here floating through it, if you was that girl like that, why didn't you get the wine and $1,000? It was just $1,000. It's not like it was a $5,000 donation or a $10,000 donation, especially considering the fact that it cost you more than $1,000 to get dressed. I know what y'all pay for y'all hair, y'all makeup, for Jeremy to style y'all, or Fiscani to rent y'all some clothes, or y'all, you know what I'm saying? It was just $1,000, girl. It would have been easier to give the $1,000 than to be embarrassed over the doggone $1,000. So then they move on to the package about Dr. Jackie or whatever. And, they gave it balance. They showed Dr. Jackie doing the thing with Kamala Harris. They gave her balance, but they almost set her up, right? Because on one token, you show Dr. Jackie doing a package with Kamala Harris about mortality amongst African American women giving birth. And then you juxtapose that against the scandal with Jackie saying what she said about, oftentimes black women come in and complain, so on and so forth. And, I had my comments on that, and I had to sit back and read what a lot of people in the comments were saying. And I said, you know what, Q, you just got to stay out of that. Here is what I will say about it. Jackie had a kitchen table conversation with Dr. Heavenly on camera that shouldn't have been had on camera. And the funny thing about people is that we're a very weird people, the mob mentality, right? Because Dr. Heavenly's live gets thousands of viewers, and then the replay, and nobody said anything. No one said anything. It went over just fine. Months had gone on and no one said anything. And then, coupled with some other quiet storms that were brewing in the background as it relates to Dr. Jackie's character, then it was just convenient that somehow this clip got plucked out of obscurity. And because a few people made a stink over it, everybody made a stink over it. And then it became a whole scandal. And this is something that a lot of y'all probably won't be able to understand because y'all don't live these types of lives. But the same thing has happened to me before. That where I've said something on a video and everybody's laughed at it and agreed. And then at some point later in history, somebody extrapolates this one piece and it goes viral. And it's like everybody's attacking you. And it's like, girl, but when I said this 3 months ago, y'all didn't feel no way about it. So, I relate to Jackie in that regard. But I also love the fact that all of the ladies rallied around Jackie in that situation and showed her support. Now, I know that a lot of y'all online are like, fuck Dr. Jackie, she's elitist, she's this, she's nice, nasty. And I'm here to say this, she might be all of those things. She might be all of those things, all right? She just might be, and that's okay. But what I'm not for is tearing down people's careers, and whether she said it or not, I love what Phaedra said. The work that Dr. Jackie has done in her career over time speaks to her heart. And while that comment that Dr. Jackie made may have been damaging to the black community and the black female maternal community, the work that she's done in that same community offsets that 4 million times over. It does. It simply does. And a lot of y'all was like, oh, well, y'all need to go on the Yelp page and look at the reviews about what people saying in her office. You go on everybody's page and look at the reviews and see what they're saying about their office. Go on every restaurant and look. Reviews are subjective. There's always going to be somebody who has a bad experience. All right. And what they're saying may be valid. Dr. Jackie may have came in there and had a bad day with one of her clients and gave the bitch an attitude. So what? It happens. It's the same way you can go to your favorite doctor, your favorite restaurant, and have an absolute amazing experience after looking on Yelp before you went there, and all the reviews are negative. So you can't lean on that review stuff as the end all be all. But this is what y'all do. When y'all mad with somebody, y'all then want to cherry pick pieces of their lives that undergird and support your feelings to try to make this person to be a bad person. And I don't give a good goddamn. I do not think that Dr. Jackie is a bad person. I do not think she is a bad doctor. And hands down, we know that she's not a bad physician. Moving on to the next thing. All right. So now it's time to get down to some of the nitty gritty, to the bitch they was digging them ditches to. And it was Quad and Toya. You know, I've said this over and over and over again. I don't understand why Quad and Toya can't get along, because both of them are the same damn person. They both came to the show being married to a doctor, having careers. Yes, Toya wasn't working at the time that we met her. And if we have to say that Quad had one up over Toya, Quad was working in medical device sales, but y'all both occupied the same space on this doggone show, being a wife to the doctor. And to be quite honest, both of y'all are fighting for the same goddamn thing, and that's to be the it girl of the damn show. I can't for the life of me understand why Toya and Quad's relationship has gotten to where it's gotten to at this damn point. And I hate using this word because it's a very strong word, but the word is jealousy. And to be honest with you, I don't know which one is jealous of the other, or both are jealous of certain aspects of one another's lives, but it doesn't make any sense. The two people who should have the most in common, and the two people who should be standing in solidarity the most with one another against those doctors that y'all seem to call elitists, so on and so forth, are the two that can't get along. Now listen, all is fair in love and war, and Quad came on and she gave her apology to Toya. And she was saying that last season, I shouldn't have said what it is that I said. But you know what? When you're mad with somebody and you're trying to hurt somebody, you go low. You know what I'm saying? And and this is the thing. And it's not even a matter of who did what first. Both of y'all are doing the same thing to one another. Simone and Quad were so happy to run with that shit about Quad sleeping with the contractor, and Quad was equally as happy to run with, well, I heard Toya was sleeping with somebody in the neighborhood, and Toya probably has something to do with the break-ins over at Anila doggone house. Y'all both guilty of the same goddamn thing at this point. And at this point, y'all have been fighting for so goddamn long, don't nobody even remember nor understand what the true essence of the issue is. What I will say this is, I would have probably felt the same way Toya felt when she said, you know, this is the first time Quad has given me this type of apology and owned up to what she did, and how convenient is it? And let's call it what it is. Yes, the apology is convenient. All right. But are we going to get mad at somebody for this? Absolutely not. Because that girl is fighting for her damn job. Okay. She fighting for her job. She fighting for her livelihood. All right. And, you know, fake, phony, real or not, she ain't doing nothing that none of y'all wouldn't have did. All right. Them girls make damn near $1 million for damn 13 weeks worth of work. And you be a damn fool to let a beef with a bitch keep you from that type of money. So yes, if I got to get on here and fake apologize and say what the hell I got to say to get back in the group, that's what I'm going to do. And any one of y'all say y'all to give up, oh, I could just hear y'all now. Not me. I ain't like that. See, I'm a real bitch. Child, please, real bitches don't give up $1 million for 13 weeks worth of work, because real bitches live in the real world and understand that real motherfuckers is out here struggling. Okay. So Toya had a right to feel it was convenient. It wasn't convenient. It most definitely was. But what else was she supposed to do? Was she supposed to, and I'm just asking, was she supposed to come up there and stand 10 toes down in, I don't like y'all bitches, and let y'all successfully get her kicked off the show? Then how she gonna pay her bills? Sounds smart to me, and it ain't no different than Phaedra ass conveniently doing Reiki in order to be on Married to Medicine and supposedly dating a doctor that we ain't never damn seen. Nor is it any more convenient than Phaedra bringing Apollo on this damn show because her ass did absolutely nothing to contribute to the overall success of the show. See, y'all don't want me to break the shit down because I'm going to break it all the way down. Everybody is up there fighting to keep their job. It ain't no different than the messy shit that Heavenly do to keep the show interesting. Heavenly do a lot of the shit that she do in the scene because the scene be dragging or the season be boring or the producers get in her ear and be like, Heavenly, shit's been dead the last couple of days. We need you to turn it up. Everybody's trying to keep their job. Trust me. And this is no shade to the people watching. You've got you, the person that works 9 to 5 or works a traditional job in an office. 80% of y'all don't like y'all job and hate it. And then you've got people who sit on the other side who have this blessed ass life from this blessed ass job that's fun and fabulous, and nobody wants to go back to being you. Sorry, not sorry. So yes, everybody is doing what they have to do to keep their fabulous life because we see how hard y'all work at y'all jobs that y'all do not like and y'all still struggling to pay y'all bills and nobody wants to be you. You don't even want to be you. It's an ugly truth. Let's move right along. I got some more notes here about Toya and Quad, but at this point, y'all just get the shit together. Quad's apology got unraveled because in the moment she tried to be nice and soft, and then it became, you know what, girl, you don't even fucking like me. That's why I didn't call you, because it was like, there go them feelings that we knew that was there. And then I already spoke about Simone bringing up the drowning incident and Quad confronting Jackie about the tape thing. I'm going to say this. While Quad and Jackie have never really been super tight for lots of reasons, age being one, social status being another, just general taste in life being a third, I'm not going to lie. I am disappointed, too, in the fact that Jackie thought Quad would do that. Quad, we, to this day, have never seen Quad and Jackie have no beef, not to the point where Quad would try to tear down that woman's career like that. I've never really had an attitude with Dr. Jackie, but I'm disappointed that Dr. Jackie allowed anybody to get in her head and think that Quad would be capable of doing that. That wasn't cool, but I am glad that they had that exchange. And I am glad that in the midst of that exchange that Dr. Jackie was just honest and said, we weren't talking. We were not in a good space. I don't know what to believe. And Jackie was in such a vulnerable position. She probably didn't know how to feel and how to process things either. But I am glad that the ladies got an opportunity to talk it out. Y'all, this reunion gave what it needed to give. It gave what it needed to give for part 1 of the reunion. So y'all know what's about to happen, right? Part 2 going to be boring. That's typically how these things go. When one gives something so strong and quiet as it's kept, the girls have given it so good at this point, I really don't know what's left to be gave across the next 2 parts. Because honestly and truthfully, it feels like the reunion could go off right now and we be fully satisfied because it seems like everything has been addressed. So I'm curious to know how they finna stretch out 2 more hours worth of reunion, but we'll just have to wait and see. If you're new around these parts, you know the drill. Be sure to like and subscribe. And for the rest of y'all, and also too, if you're new around here, I do a nightly show Monday through Thursdays called Funky Not Evil Live every 8 p.m. here on my YouTube channel. Be sure to like and subscribe, join the Funky Bunch, and do not be afraid to jump down in the comments and be a part of the little online community that we have built. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And Medicine Wives, although I may not have watched your season, your reunion gave me everything. That's all I got. Ain't got no more. And I'll be able to be sure to call y'all hoes later. Bye.